Good? What's good? It's your boy John Adventure, man. How y'all doing today? Thank y'all for tuning in to the F&R Creator Academy. Yes, we're back up in this thing with another. For all, we like to say for all the new people, for all the newcomers, thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in to the Academy. We talk about a lot of different stuff here. Try to keep it around. We talk about God first and foremost. We do Bible studies. We go through verses, break down verses. We do tutorials, talk about health, mental and physical. So we always like to say, we still got to pay our bills. We don't want to be too attached and part of the world, but we still got to pay our bills and stay in a good shape, keep these bodies going, keep our mind healthy until Jesus come back. So until then, we're going to make sure everybody get what they need to have. Run your business, make sure you're eating good, make sure you're thinking and reading good, make sure you're vibrating high. All here at the Creator Academy. So thank y'all for joining. We appreciate you. Yo, so today, what do y'all think about these tariffs? I've been I've been involved in the stock market since, I want to say 2017, 18. All thanks to my boy Nigel. Shout out to my boy Nigel. I started out with like $20 on this app called Stockpile, and I put some money on there, and I remember because he was telling me about it, and we was working a broadcast at the Magic game, and they was broadcasting, and then we were just sitting there. We were just sitting there, kind of just like waiting for them to. And so I was just kind of putting stuff in here, just doing stuff. Excuse me, y'all. But I was just doing stuff, putting stuff here, putting stuff there. The companies that I knew about, or the companies that I thought would be a good investment. So of course, Tesla, Amazon, Walmart, stuff like that. But I know for a fact I put some in Walmart, but Tesla specifically around that time, y'all remember now, this is 2016, 17. But I think I had put like $20 in and I totally forgot about it. I mean, months went on, years went on, and it was probably like a couple years. And I thought about it because I was going through my phone, and I was like, "Oh snap!" And so I got on the app, logged in, and all that stuff. And remember, I said I put like $20 in Walmart, and I kind of just balanced it out. I put $20 Walmart, $20 in Tesla, I put like 15 maybe, and Amazon, stuff like that. I just started. He was just telling me about this app. I had just downloaded it, and like right there, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and put some money on it. So I was just putting money in places. But like I said, later on, years went by, and I re-downloaded the app and logged in, and like I said, 20, 20, 15. That's that much money. Them $20 that I had put in Tesla had turned into $200 some dollars, I think, specifically $283. And so I was like, wait a minute. Like, wait, I don't remember putting no more money on here. And so then I started looking at the details, and I seen that's it had. So when I seen that, that's what kind of got me, and I was like, yeah. So let me put some more money in here, but you got to make sure you balance everything out. Dollar cost average. DCA, as they say. Put a little bit here, put a little bit there, and do it consistently so you won't have to worry about, is it the right time to do it? Oh, is it the wrong time to do it? It don't matter. You're going to do it regardless. Do $5 here this week, $5 there that week, whatever the case is. And I guarantee you, by the end of the year, that money gonna be sprouted up to something that you know, either planned for or that you didn't even expect. Back to these tariffs. What y'all think? Um, Now, I don't want to get too, like I said, we don't want to get too into it, and I try not to get too into stuff like that. But I always want to know what's going on, so I always do my own research, as I advise y'all to do. I would hope y'all doing your own research when it comes to putting your money somewhere. Now, I'm and the reason why I say I don't want to get too deep into it because I'm not too educated and I know stuff about it, but then at the same time I don't know stuff about it. So what I do know about it is Trump did that, you know, and that's gonna raise prices for a lot of stuff. But he felt like China had a couple uh they had a couple of times where they was trading unfairly. So he put tariffs on steel and some more stuff that's gonna drive prices up. Um, I'm doing more research into that. So even if y'all know stuff on it, put it down below. Whatever the case is, put your boy up on it. Fill me in. But like I said, we don't get too deep into that. We just want to know the basics of what's going on because I always want to know what's going on so I know where it's going to be effective to put this money at. That's what I always want to know. Now, my thing is, and maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I'm right, but they always say the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor, and I came up with this thought because just like Nigel put me on to that app, which is the stock market and stuff like that, I didn't know nothing about it, and I had got through college and all of that stuff, and I didn't even know nothing about it. And I feel like that's how the poor stay poor because we ain't educated and we don't know nothing about it. So, with that being said, Stockpile, Weevil, Crypto.com, Vanguard, Fidelity, all of these spots, all of these places, this places, all these apps, all these websites are platforms that you can invest and have your money work for you. Now, like I said, I could be wrong, I could be right, but times like this happen when stuff go up or when stuff go down. It's good to already be in the stock market already and not trying to buy stuff and buy shares now, either when it's up. Because I was in the stock market in 2019. I still got stuff in there. So when this stuff go up, what you think the share price gonna do? It's probably gonna go up. You know, so as Ford trucks go up, most likely the share price is gonna also go up. Now, which means the people that own a share is making money. And that's what I mean by the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor. But the only reason why the poor stay poor is because they're not educated on or they're not guided on how to get out of that bubble. Now, the reason why I can sit here and kind of understand that phrase is because, like I just said, most people that I know don't even have a stock account. They don't have the money invested in anything. They don't have any interest in the stock market, yet alone don't even know what crypto is. You know, and if they do have something, it's probably like a 401k or retirement plan to their job, and they probably don't even know what's going on with that. So that's the only reason why the poor stay poor is because we're not educated. We have to get educated on it. We can't depend on those school. We can't keep running around saying, well, the school don't teach about money and the school don't teach about how to save and such and such. Well, if they ain't teaching it, then we have to teach ourselves. As simple as that. It's all good. You should be teaching your kids how to manage money anyway. You should be teaching your kids stuff at home anyway. You shouldn't depend on no schoolhouse or no teacher to teach them everything. You know, they should be learning from experience, get their hands dirty, you know. But do not end up on the wrong side of the stick when these tariffs hit or when stuff hit the fan. Do not end up on the wrong side of the stick, man. Look into investing your money, or if you want to put it into a saving account, put it into a high yield saving account where you're going to be getting interest. You see? Now, I can understand because you should always have physical money saved on you. There ain't no doubt about it. Because it was one day, even my bank account was acting up saying I couldn't log in at a certain time, come back later. I'm like, come back later? When is later? Now later. And I thought about it, like, see, I don't like this. I can't even go in here and, so that's what I'm saying. It's always good to have physical money on you. Don't get me wrong. But if you're going to, I changed my whole mindset. I got my savings, first and foremost, all my savings accounts are high yield saving accounts. But you get your crypto, man, and get your retirement 401k, IRA account where they ain't gonna be taking the taxes and stuff. You know, get that for your kids and stuff, man. Make sure you set them up for success early, because Lord knows, man. And don't think that crypto and stocks are the same. You cannot approach them the same way when it comes to investing. You gotta know. I feel like stock market is longevity. Crypto is, you got a possibility of, waking up to $1 million in your account by the end of the week, depending on what's going on. Then that $1 million, 3 days can pass. That $1 million can be $5,000. So that's the thing about crypto. And that's why I have most of my portfolio built around stocks, ETFs, REITs, stuff like that. Just because it's the crypto is just a little too it's too risky. It's a little bit more risky, but it's fun. You get into it, it's fun. Definitely when you start learning stuff and you start seeing that stuff come in and all of that, and it can be real cool. But be smart. Don't invest money that you are don't invest money that you need. If you need gas in your car later this week, you don't invest that money into that. If you need groceries, knowing you need groceries, don't invest that money. If you got some extra money from your check, or take 5%, 15% and invest that money. I do 15% straight into it. And that's when you can start seeing it. I'm telling you. We have to get educated on this stuff, man. You can't keep like living check to check, stuff like that, man. I know y'all want to retire before y'all get, to a certain age. Or I know y'all want to retire at a certain age. So you have to get smarter with your money management, invest that thing right. I'll give you a couple ETFs. ETFs are like when you go into Walmart and you go on and this is the best example they always use. It's like you go into Walmart and you go on the chips aisle, or you go on the candy aisle, whatever. But you go on the chips aisle, and that ETF is the um, is the shelf. The ETF represents the shelf that the chips are sitting on. That's the ETF, and the chips represent the different companies inside that ETF. So the ETF is the shelf, and the chips are companies like Amazon, Tesla, Walmart, McDonald's, Apple. So that's what an ETF is. An ETF is a bigger company with different small. An ETF is something with different major companies inside of it, and the reason why it's good to invest into those is because it have the top. Just say it have the top 10 companies. If one of those companies start going bad, going sour, it's going to replace that company with another company that's doing good. So you forever doing good. That's why I got a lot of money into ETFs. ETFs, Schwab, ticker symbol SCHD, uh, S&P 500, SPY, the Vanguard joint. Excuse me, the Vanguard joints, VOO, VTI, VQO, QQQ. It's a lot of them. It's a couple more. JP Morgan ones, JEPI, JEPQ. I'm gonna give y'all a REIT. Here's a REIT. A REIT is the same thing, but it have different stores, gas stores, corner stores, stuff like that, dollar stores, family dollars, stuff like that, all involved in it is. And you want to invest in the real estate, but you want to do it digitally, here's a REIT, ticker symbol O, ticker symbol O. All right, and that is a dividend REIT that pays you every month. So run it up. What's a dividend? A dividend is something where a company pays its shareholders. It gives it it gives you your cut of the company shares. You know what I'm saying? So the more money you put in, the more money you get back. All right. So I ain't gonna go over it too much, but those are some of them. You do your own research, find your own stuff, but always do your own research. All right. Look into this stuff. Let's create financial wealth. That's what we're doing here at Creator Academy as well. We're building a foundation so we can be solid. We want to keep our heads above the water. We want to be ready. We want to be strong soldiers of Jesus Christ, man. I'm telling you, we have to stay strong. You have to stay strong. Keep your body and your mind strong so you can continue to go on this path. You got to keep your pockets and your finances strong so you can keep your lights on so you can eat. If you got a family, you got to feed your family, man. You got to have gas in your car. You got to pay your bills. All right. So let's create financial freedom while we're here. We can do that and we can still live for the Lord, man. I'm telling you. All right. Don't get too caught up in this worldly stuff, though. Do your research and make sure that you're on a good end of the stick when everything hit the fan. All right. It's your boy John DaVinci, and thank you for watching for this long. If you still tapped in, thank you for being part of the Creator Academy, man. We appreciate y'all. We're going to be doing some giveaways real soon. We're going to be doing some tutorials real soon. So definitely stay tuned. We thank y'all. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. And wear your crown.